Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to Cricket Happening Show today with your host Ram. Well, you would be wondering that yesterday Ram did not upload the India versus Bangladesh, where India had a very convincing victory. Well, the reason being that I definitely uploaded my video, dear friends subscribers, because you people, dear friends and subscribers, you have become such a wonderful bunch now. That it only motivates me more to do this cricket show as regularly as possible and not to miss any of the cricket action that is going on around the world. So actually I did upload the video, but unfortunately due to upload problems it said that the video was aborted, in the sense the upload was aborted, and then I had no time to really resurrect things. But I'm out here to catch up on the action which is happening right now. I do have a game, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this a bit short, just wanting to see whether this YouTube video is going to go through. So I hope you all understand, dear friends subscribers. I definitely uploaded this video. In fact, I loaded it with a lot of enthusiasm, but it's very unfortunate that this particular yesterday's India's win over Bangladesh didn't go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skim through the surface as far as this particular upload is concerned. So what I'm just going to skim through the India versus Bangladesh match that happened yesterday, and then I will have a live cricket update where Afghanistan are doing pretty well after doing very well to restrict Pakistan to 248 with Pakistan batting first. And Afghanistan currently we are in the 30th over, and Afghanistan are definitely on course, but definitely they require a lot of runs. The run rate has gone up with the advent of the spinners. Well, I'll come back to that later. So let's start off with the second match that happened yesterday between Bangladesh and India. So it was Bangladesh who actually lost the toss to India, and Bangladesh batted first. So as I said, I'm just going to skim through the surface. Now Bangladesh actually made 279 for 7 of their 50 overs. Well, they definitely didn't have a good start. They lost the openers, Shamsul Rahman, pretty quickly. Cotton ball Mashami for 7, and they also lost Mominul Haq for 23 when he was stumped in a very unusual circumstances, in the sense the ball actually went off the inside edge of the bat. Ashwin was the bowler, and the ball is actually going towards the stumps, and Mominul Haq, what was good about it was the reflex action which was shown by the Indian wicketkeeper Dinesh Karthik, who actually took the ball and rolled it onto the stumps before Mominul Haq could even realize that he was actually outside the crease, and he was stumped. So he was gone for 23. And after that, Anamul Haq, as you know, Anamul Haq looks to be a very talented player, and he's not afraid to really go over the top, and he tonked Varun Arun, who leaked runs aplenty. Even though Varun Arun was actually bowling at a furious pace, he definitely had lots of pace, no doubt about it. He was in fact touching the 150 Ks at one point of time. But what is very important is line and length, and Varun Arun definitely disappointed on this score, and Anamul Haq taking full toll of him. In fact, tonking him for 2 sixes and a boundary in the over, and Anamul Haq was looking absolutely severe on Varun Arun. So I would say the analysis for Varun Arun, who had 7.4 overs for 74 runs, was due to the fact that Anamul Haq was the one who took the majority of runs as far as this particular spell was concerned. So Anamul Haq slamming 77 runs of 106 balls with 5 fours and 3 sixes. In fact, Bangladesh were in trouble at that time in 49 for 2, but Mushfiqur Rahim, the Bangladeshi captain, joining Anamul Haq, both of them not only resurrected the situation, but definitely gave them a very good foundation to go to a big total. And well, I wouldn't say Bangladesh definitely went to a big total. They couldn't really capitalize on that after that very good partnership that happened between Mushfiqur Rahim, the Bangladeshi captain, who went on to his second one-day international century with 117 of 113 balls with 7 fours and 2 sixes. Mushfiqur Rahim, well, the Bangladeshi captain, definitely played some wonderful strokes all around the wicket. In fact, he didn't allow any area to be really left untouched. He played strokes all around the wicket. As you know, Mushfiqur Rahim is a good puller of the ball too. He drives well, and it was a real treat to watch. Sometimes certain strokes were really very pleasing to the eye, and Mushfiqur Rahim, Anamul Haq actually put on, as I said, 132 runs for the third wicket, and they're taken the score on to 182. And Mushfiqur Rahim making 117 of 113 balls with 7 fours and 2 sixes. And what we are seeing, the trend as far as this particular Asia Cup is concerned, is that there are lots of runs to be scored. We are having centuries on every day that a match has been played. Yes, today while Afghanistan and Pakistan are really playing right now, we don't have any centuries. No, sure. In fact, Umar Akbal went on to a century today. So as I said, every day there is one or the other century in this Asia Cup. So what it definitely tells us is that there are lots of runs to be scored on this flat pitch. So Mushfiqur Rahim contributing 117. Anamul Haq contributing a very hard hit and a punishing 77 of 106 balls, 5 fours and 3 sixes, looking pretty impressive. So that was what really formed the fulcrum of this knock, with Ziaur Rahman coming in and slamming a quick unbeaten 18 of 12 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, and Bangladesh went to a score of 279 for 7 of their 50 overs, which is still considered a good score. Now looking at India, as you know, India lacking Mahendra Singh Dhoni and also certain other players, but definitely this young unit has put up a very good show. Bowling, Bhuvneshwar Kumar 8 overs on maiden, 1 for 41, bowled well. Mohammad Shami was the pick of the bowlers, 10 overs on maiden, 50 runs and 4 wickets. Varun Arana said his leaked runs are plenty, 7.5 overs no maiden, 1 for 74, absolutely taken to the cleaners. Ashwin, well, we saw Ashwin really experimenting something. He was trying to experimenting something of a carom ball, which the Sunil Narine of West Indies bowls, and he was actually trying to do that, and Ravichandran Ashwin definitely succeeded, and he bowled 10 overs on maiden, 50 runs and 1 wicket. But Ravindra Jadeja was the pick of the bowlers as far as the spinners were concerned, conceding only 37 runs of his full quota of 10 overs. Ambati Rayudu 3 overs. I'm not going to go into that. Let's look at the Indian innings. As far as India were concerned, well, India didn't have I will have to say that India didn't have they definitely had a decent start, with Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma putting on 50 runs for the first wicket. Before Shikhar Dhawan, who played some very pleasing strokes, he hit 5 fours in a knock of 28. Before Abdul Razzaq, who troubled him a lot. In fact, Shikhar Dhawan was trying to sweep Abdul Razzaq every time. He was probably surviving. Sometimes he used to connect, but Abdul Razzaq kept on persisting with that line, and finally Abdul Razzaq had his man as Shikhar Dhawan was gone. LBW bowled Razzaq for 28. Rohit Sharma also played, hit 1 4 and 1 very good 6, an effortless one at that. But then Rohit Sharma was bowled by the military medium pace of Ziaur Rahman for 21 of 29 balls with 1 4 and 1 6, and India were 54 for 2. And Bangladesh definitely would have thought, that was a good situation, and they could really capitalize and just regain the initiative there. In the sense they already had the initiative, but let me tell you, but after that the man in supreme touch, the new Indian captain Virat Kohli, came out to the crease along with Ajinkya Rahane. And well, as you know, Virat Kohli is such a player. He has a lot of swagger as he even walks to the pitch, like this Sir Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards of West Indies as once upon a time. And Virat Kohli definitely proved what a wonderful and what a great player he is by totally sussing up the pitch and playing some marvelous strokes. In fact, he really started hitting the Bangladeshi bowlers for some handsome strokes, and that really pushed Bangladesh on the back foot. And Ajinkya Rahane playing a second fiddle, but at the same time really making sure that the strike was rotated, where he was actually getting the singles, placing the ball. Also hit one beautiful 6 over third man, carving Rubel Hussain over third man for 6, which looked pretty easy. Virat Kohli, well, as I said, he was absolutely pleasing to the eye. In fact, Virat Kohli going on, in fact, after that, once Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane settled in, they went on to really shut Bangladesh out of the match by putting on a record 213 runs partnership for the third wicket to take the India almost to victory at 267 in the 46th over. And Virat Kohli going on to make his 19th one-day international century, thus equaling Sir Brian Lara, the great player and such a classic player from the West Indies, the great Sir Brian Lara's record of the all-time record as far as one-day international cricket is concerned of 19 one-day centuries. What a player Virat Kohli! And that would have been the famous quote from the yesteryear commentator, who right now is not amongst us. And my excitement as far as this Cricket Happening show is concerned is also, I definitely attribute it to the fact that Tony Greig, the Channel 9 commentator for Australia, is the one who has inspired me to put in lots of excitement as far as the Cricket Happening show is concerned. I really thank him wherever he is. I know he is no more with us. He has passed away, as you know, but what a commentator he was. And his famous quote would have been, after seeing this innings from Virat Kohli when he equaled the all-time record of 19 one-day centuries, would have been, what a player. And Virat Kohli finally, and then when they went close, and suddenly Virat Kohli, after doing all the hard work, perished. Nothing to really worry about. Virat Kohli played a lazy stroke of the bowling of Rubal Hussain, 136 of 122 balls with 16 fours and 2 sixes. And then Ajinkya Rahane, I thought, after playing very well, and it was very silly, even though India didn't have a lot of runs to chase. I thought under the circumstances, Ajinkya Rahane should not have played the stroke. In fact, he tried to. I mean, one could have understood if Virat Kohli was at the crease. One could have understood that Ajinkya Rahane could actually try some strokes, but for me, it was very unbecoming and very immature of Ajinkya Rahane to actually loft Sohail Ghazi, trying to loft him into the fence, and Imrul Kais in the deep taking the catch. It was very unwarranted. But then Ajinkya Rahane definitely would have. I'm sure he will learn from his mistakes. And Ajinkya Rahane was gone for 73 of 83 balls, 7 fours of 1 6. So this 213 runs partnership definitely shutting Bangladesh out of this particular match. And then finally Ambati Rayudu with 9 runs to his name, and Dinesh Karthik with two runs, taking India to victory, and India winning the match by 6 wickets. A handsome victory for India there. As far as the bowling was concerned, Mashraf Murtaza 9 overs 1 made, none for 44. In fact, his first spell was pretty sharp. He was pretty incisive. He was not really giving away, but later on he definitely got some tonk. Rubal Hussain 10 overs 1 maiden, 1 for 63. As you know, Rubal Hussain, what one has seen as far as Rubal Hussain's track record is concerned, as far as bowling is concerned, is that he has been leaking a lot of runs. You need to really keep a lid on that. Otherwise, all his bowling efforts are going waste. Abdul Razak 10 overs 1 for 55. Ziaur Rahman was really surprising, who bowled 5 overs for 20 runs and 1 wicket. Why did Ziaur Rahman did not actually bowl his full quota of overs? It came as a real surprise for me that Ziaur Rahman did not bowl his full quota. He bowled well, I thought, 5 overs, no maiden, 1 for 20. Sohail Ghazi 8 overs, 1 for 49. I thought he bowled a bit short, and he really got some real hitting from the Indian batsman. Mominullah 2 overs for 30, Naeem Islam 1 over for 15, and 4 overs no maiden, none for 20. And Virat Kohli, well, absolutely without a shadow of doubt, was named man of the match, and India collected 4 points in their first game of the Asia Cup. And one thing that I would like to say here about Varun Arun, as I said, he was bowling a lots of pace, and in fact he went to that extent that he started bowling beamers, and he in fact hit the Bangladeshi captain Mushfiqur Rahim on the chest, and then some medical attention was given, and then he bowled a second beamer, and then finally the umpires had to actually pull him out, in the sense Varun Arun couldn't complete his quota. If you see look at his quota, Varun Arun bowled 7.5 overs, no maiden, 1 wicket for 74 runs. Because of the second beamer that he bowled, he was actually removed out of not only out of the bowling, he was not allowed to bowl further into this particular match, and that is something Varun Arun needs to watch, because you can have pace, but again, with that pace you also need to really control that pace, and that's what is precisely important as far as cricket is concerned. Okay, now now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a live cricket update. Right now, today there's a match between Pakistan and Afghanistan. As I said, Afghanistan bowlers did a wonderful job. Let's look at the bowling figures of the Afghanistan playing their first match, their maiden entry into the Asia Cup, their maiden match as far as the Asia Cup is concerned, and what a wonderful performances the bowlers gave. In fact, the bowlers gave such a good performance that they were the ones who actually won the toss and inserted Pakistan into bat, and they actually restricted Pakistan to a score of 248 for 8 of the 50 overs, as far as the Pakistan card is concerned. Let's look at the bowling. Shapur Zadran, the left arm pace bowler, bowled well, but they definitely got some beating in the later stages, but I still thought he was the best bowler. 9 overs 1 maiden, 42 runs and no wicket. Dawlat Zadran, initially again he was also, I thought Dawlat Zadran leaked a lot of runs in the final stages. 10 overs 2 for 73. Mohammad Nabi, the arm off spinner, 8 overs for 46 runs. Hamza Kotak was brilliant, I thought, with his left arm spin. 8 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 22. Not only getting the wicket and bowling in such a wonderful manner, he kept a tight leash on these Pakistani batsmen, especially considering that they were under enormous pressure at one stage at 117 for 6 when they lost Shahid Afridi. Hamza Kotak, and then Mirwaiz Ashraf, 8 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 29. As I said, that's the reason I'm looking at the Afghanistan bowling card here. They bowled excellent. They saw the leg spinner Samiullah Shenwari bowling 7 overs, no maiden, 2 for 34. And that's what enabled the Afghanistan bowlers to restrict Pakistan to a total of 248 for 8 of the 50 overs. Shahjeel Khan contributing 25 of 37 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. We had an interesting field position for Shahjeel Khan. Probably the Afghanistani think tank has actually done its homework very well. In fact, they have probably seen a lot of Shahjeel Khan's videos, and what they did is they actually had a leg gully in place for Shahjeel Khan, even though, and then finally, they didn't allow Shahjeel Khan to get away with all his favorite strokes on the onside. Whenever he used to go to pull the stroke, as you know, he pulls very well, and he also goes over the top. And then Shahjeel Khan was finally consumed by Hamza Kotak, the left arm spinner, for 25. Ahmed Shahzad played very well. In fact, he was pretty pleasing, played some pleasing strokes to make 50, 74 balls with 7 fours, and then a slight real dawdle for the Pakistanis, as Mohammad Hafiz was continued his poor form, was out for 10 of the bowling missed by Ashraf of 16 balls with 1 4. Shoaib Maqsood was involved into a serious misunderstanding with Misbah-ul Haq, where actually Shoaib Maqsood actually slipped, and it was a very, very funny dismissal of Misbah-ul Haq. Shoaib Maqsood actually pushed the ball to cover, and while going for the run, he is the striker, so he actually went for the run, he slipped, and instead of going back and regaining his crease, Shoaib Maqsood did a very funny thing. He started running in the same area as if he was actually having a running race with Misbah-ul Haq, and he was racing towards the stumps, and it was pretty comic to see. And finally, look at what happened. Misbah-ul Haq, the Pakistani captain, without even facing a ball, had to be run out, and that was absolutely silly according to me. And that really, probably if Misbah-ul Haq would have been there, probably Pakistan would have even gone to 300 runs, because Umar Akmal came in and really saved the face for Pakistan with a knock of 102. And I said, Umar Akmal, as I said, he's an extremely talented player, and is this going to be the Asia Cup where Umar Akmal is really going to allow his talent to flower and definitely show everyone what an extreme talent this cricketer Umar Akmal is. And Umar Akmal went on to make 102 runs in a situation where Pakistan were really under trouble, because after Misbah-ul Haq went, Shoaib Maqsood was dismissed for 13 of Samiullah Shenwari, and then Umar Akmal was running out of partners because he was not getting any support. He had only the tailenders for company. But Shahid Afridi also disappointed, trying to play some airy strokes. He was bowled with Zadran for 6. Anwar Ali came to the rescue, in the sense Anwar Ali was the one who came in. We have seen Anwar Ali, he was included in the squad today, and Anwar Ali definitely made it count today by giving good support to Umar Akmal, who went on to his century, not out 102 of 89 balls with 7 fours and 3 sixes, and Umar Akmal was absolutely delighted after getting that century, and why not? And that's the reason Pakistan could at least manage 248 for 8. And Anwar Ali contributing 21 of 36 balls with 2 fours. Umar Gul was out for 15. Ajmal not out 1. So Pakistan 248 for 8. Wonderful bowling by the Afghanistani bowlers. They were absolutely splendid, I thought, in their first match in the Asia Cup. And not only that, they made an entry into the Asia Cup, and what a beginning they had. And as far as Pakistan were concerned, so they total of 248 for 8. As I said, Umar Akmal is looking in some great form, and that should be some great news for the Pakistani team. Now let's look at the Afghanistan. Right now, what I see is that Afghanistan currently, yes, they have been losing wickets because in fact Afghanistan are in fact, what happened? Let me just tell you the story. Right now, I see that Afghanistan are 140 for 4. They still require a lot of runs. It's not going to be easy for Afghanistan now because they require another 109 runs in the final 12.4 overs, which is coming up. So Afghanistan, well, they started off well. Let me talk about Afghanistan. They started off in a pretty brilliant fashion with Mohammad Shahzad hitting the first delivery that was bowled by Umar Gul of the Afghanistani innings for a boundary. and then Noor Ali Zadran was very, very impressive. In fact, Mohammad Shahzad got a lifter from Umar Gul, which he actually went into the hands of Umar Akmal behind the wicket, so he was gone for 9. So that was the first wicket to go. Noor Ali Zadran was very, very impressive. What one saw about Noor Ali Zadran, the opener, was he was playing some beautiful strokes. In fact, attractive stroke play. If you look at his knock, he made 44 runs of 63 balls with 7 fours, and the majority of the boundaries were hit through the cover region. And when he was playing that stroke, well, let me tell you, it was absolutely copybook style. He was meeting the ball beautifully, and the strokes were absolutely attractive. The way he was actually forcing the ball off the back foot through the cover region. He also pulled well and looks to be a very, very compact player, has a good technique of dealing with the deliveries, and I thought he contributed 44 valuable runs for Afghanistan, I thought, of 63 balls with 7 fours. And when the pace bowlers, Umar Gul, Anwar Ali were bowling, but Junaid Khan was the pick. He was bowling magnificently, and Noor Ali Zadran, finally, when the spin was introduced, the problem started for Afghanistan. Afghanistan was still keeping a good run rate, but when the spinners came in, especially when Ajmal came in to bowl, Ajmal actually got that stand broken when he picked up the wicket of Noor Ali Zadran, who was LBW bowled. Noor Ali was, yes, LBW bowled Ajmal for 44 of 63 balls, 7 fours. But let me tell you one thing, that this guy Noor Ali Zadran was pretty impressive. After that, Askar Stanigzad definitely struggled, in the sense he was took a time to get off the mark, and he was not really willing to play strokes, in the sense he was really kept quiet. Navroz Mangal joined in, and then they definitely required somebody to really stay at the crease and build an innings, and that's what precisely Askar Stanigzai and Navroz Mangal, the former Afghanistani captain, did it, and both of them put up a very good partnership. In fact, they pushed the partnership to a 74 runs for the third wicket. But what was very important was that both of them really, I thought they played very maturely. They were trying to really see to it that Afghanistan have wickets in hand, and they precisely did it in a very good manner. But unfortunately, after doing all the hard work, the Asghar Stanigzai, after contributing 40 runs of 91 balls with 3 fours, as I said, there was a stage of play when the spinners came in, and spinners were the one actually definitely brought the run rate down for Afghanistan, frustrated the Afghanistan batsmen, and finally Afridi took the wicket of Asghar Stanigzai for 40, and Navroz Mangal was run out by an Anwar Ali Saeed Ajmal combination for 35. And finally, right now, the Afghanistan have a lot of work to do, because right now they are standing at 140 for 4. We are in the 39th over. There are 2 new batsmen at the crease, but I see that Mohammad Nabi has just hit a boundary. So Mohammad Nabi has moved on to 5 of 7 balls with 1 4, and Najbullah Zadran is not out on naught. So 145 for 4. So we have a game on hand here. It could be anybody's game, because still 6 wickets to go for Afghanistan, but they have to get a good run rate now. Umar Gul 8 overs, no maiden, 1 for 36. Anwar Ali 4 overs, none for 23, was costly. I thought he didn't really bowl in the right areas. Junaid Khan was absolutely impressive, 6 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 16. Spinners, what to talk of? They are the ones really brought this Afghanistan run rate a bit down after Noor Ali Zadran, and played a very good knock. Shahid Afridi, 9.5 overs, no maiden, 1 for 27, bowling excellently. Ajmal, as is his wont, 6 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 16, and Hafiz bowled 5 overs for 19 runs. So let's have a live cricket update now and see what exactly is happening as far as this particular match is concerned. But I'm just trying to see. Well, I do see the 103 for 2 of the 30 overs. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, unfortunately, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording. Thanks for your company, and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. I will see you again with a full match report on the Pakistan versus Afghanistan game. I'll keep you posted about what happened. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.